What it is, what it do, it's your boy Dapper back with another reaction just for you. First things first, before we get into anything, let's just make sure we hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and I want you to leave a comment throughout. It's a really robust show, so like with this show being the way it is, we gotta leave some comments, y'all. Y'all know y'all got opinions. Let me know, let me hear it, man. But without further ado, I want to jump right in, trying to cut down the timing of these videos. I don't want them to be so long. So, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, let's get it.
Kicking older, forever gang, I'm never switching over. Made a lane and niggas can't get over. I can't mess with rappers, they be bogus. Rather get the pack and keep it open.
Let's get into Kanan. All right, so since we are episode 6, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on for Kanan. We're seeing, like I said, Kanan's maturation into what we know. That's pretty much what it is. Like I said, the producer were definitely listening to us online, saying, you know, we're tired of seeing Kanan being raised at this point. When does Kanan become Kanan? You know what I'm saying? So what we have is, you know, Kanan finds out the big bombshell. He finds out, yo, my mom set me up. My mother? My mother set me up? And then worst of all is that not only did his mom set him up, his best friend, who he was already at odds with, let it happen because of like she paid him a price and she's quote unquote scary to him. You let your man's almost get roped up in something crazy, and behind his mom's antics, a gun in the bag. You ain't even tell him. Like ain't nobody actually go get it, but you ain't even tell him. That's crazy. So that's that. My biggest issue with Kanan in this episode is why is he doing business in the same spot that Famous got? Like that's my thing with the writing sometimes on these shows. Power specifically is like sometimes like I know it's a show and certain things just you know you gotta let it be a show. You know what I'm saying? It's fiction, but at the same time like if we gonna make all this stuff real life adjacent, then we gotta figure some things out. Like no man that runs business like a a legal business gonna see somebody get roped up in a spot and then do the business right back in the spot. On top of that, the business is being done in broad daylight. So I don't understand that, right? If somebody answer me that, somebody answer that for me, I don't get it. Like, where is the logic here? But beyond that, we find out that sorry. Beyond that, we find out that not only that, but now he's catching like, you know what I'm saying, people hearing about him because it's like he's becoming that dude. Mind you, this is just off selling weed. I don't know how you become that dude off just selling weed, but he is. And you know what I'm saying? He's becoming Kanan. He's holding it down. He's running a solid business, putting people in their place. He's becoming that, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily scary dude, but he's 100% like holding his ground. Like people are like, oh snap, like this is somebody to be, you know what I'm saying, to respect at the very least, you know what I'm saying, respect his space. And one of those people that respect him seems to be Ronnie. We know Ronnie was coming around last episode asking for heroin and things of that nature that nobody was even selling. So yeah, it's about to get crazy because we know Kanan, you know, he went to this party and, you know, he got tied up in a lot of the meeting all the, you know, big heads in the game and the business. And like now it's starting to click to me all at once that how Kanan becomes Kanan. Like he got kind of thrust into this, obviously by his mom and the lifestyle he's born into, but then also because of the fact that like he did his own thing and kind of worked his way through the ranks. So I'm interested to see how that builds because this could go fast. Like this can move really fast. Like he already getting hit with work. Like it's time to work, family. Ronnie told him it's time to work. So we'll see. All right, Rock. We see Rock. The episode starts with, for Rock at least starts with her getting pulled up on by Pernessa. You know what I'm saying? She had to put the pause on Pernessa real quick. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even like that. Relax. And then she finds out, you know what I'm saying, for the first time at least, without, you know, any real confirmation that Neek is dead. Obviously, she's sad. She's not going to show it because it's Rock, but she's sad because, you know what I'm saying, that was her man. She really did like Neek. She just didn't want to intertwine, you know what I'm saying? She loved her son more. So she didn't want to intertwine that lifestyle with the lifestyle she was doing. So Neek had to go. But y'all know what I be. So after, you know, she ends up dealing with that situation, you know what I'm saying, internalizing that, you know, she still got the business to deal with at home. And the business she got to deal with at home involves Kanan. And you know, obviously, like we just discussed, Kanan finds out that, hey, my mom set me up. Which honestly, I think he should have been more mad about. I feel like that's a crazy thing, but I guess when you know your mom will do extreme stuff like that. It really, you know what I'm saying, just is what it is. Like I think that's the way Kane was approaching it. But nonetheless, we see Rock try to justify that, things of that nature, and then, see the social worker stops by. But Kanan luckily puts in a good word and says Rock is doing her thing, she's doing what she's supposed to do. And I think Kanan did that just to keep things copacetic, because the last thing he needs is to want to have to run his business, but then have to worry about the social worker poking around, because then that could lead to other things. So he's just like, yo, let's keep it how it's supposed to be. And you know what I'm saying, for all she knows, everything good. Now, Rock moves on in the episode to, obviously confirm Neek's death with Howard. And didn't Howard say he wasn't picking up her calls no more? So how is they meeting 2 episodes later or an episode later, whatever that was? Insane to me. But either that, even so, she ends up, trying, because again, the whole theme of Rock thus far has been, I'm out the game, I'm moving different, I'm, full time mom, but everything that she's tried to do and become has backfired on her. She's invested in property. The property has all these issues, and she's a landlord. She doesn't like to deal with these issues. And beyond that, the cops is messing with her, messing with the business. So she's doing all this stuff, this extracurricular stuff, to build this, like, facade that she's, out the game essentially. And it's just not working for her. She doesn't like it. And it's just ultimately just not working out overall. So she's just at a point, she reaches a point, like she tries to rekindle with Lou. Lou is not having it, for valid reasons, because, Lou's just trying to distance himself from her. And Lou's also just an emotional wreck in general. So it's just no bueno for them to even be mixing up together regardless. And, she caves because, just ain't for her, and she ends up back in Stefano's aquarium store or fish store, fish store. And with that being the case, she wants to go take over Nick's job, quote unquote, do things differently. But like Stefano told her, once you're in, there's no in and out. You don't get that kind of trust from me, and a point that I thought was really, interesting was I forgot to mention this when we talked about Kanan, but I guess it applies more to Rock anyway, is that it seems Rock is an enemy of everybody. Ronnie never liked her from the moment he came back out of jail. We see the new dude, Snaps. He doesn't particularly like Rock. Neither does his wife, obviously. Seems Rock has made an enemy out of everybody. And obviously this is the same people that her son is basically aligning himself with. So we know this is about to get sticky. Howard. So I want to talk about Howard for really one reason, is that his storyline's all over the place, because I just remember something way back when. Wasn't Howard deathly ill, terminally ill from season 1? Didn't he need Kanan's, wasn't that the whole purpose of them meeting? And now all of a sudden Howard's asking for change jobs and this, that, and the third. I'm just it doesn't make sense. And then he's not holding true to his promises, because he told Rock 2 episodes ago or even an episode ago, I'm not picking up your calls. And then all of a sudden he's picking up the calls. So it's what is going on with Howard's storyline? What? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I don't get it. All right. So my apologies. The site I used to find these pictures, they've decided to take all the pictures off the website. So all they have up is just their actual pictures. So for the next few characters, you're just going to see the actual the person who plays the character, not the actual character themselves. Sorry ahead of time. But yeah, Jukebox. First thing I want to say is that is a fine woman. Haley Kilgore, who plays Jukebox, very fine young lady. Very fine young lady. But now I got that out the way. We see the group thing is, it's a little rocky, man, you know what I'm saying? But she does have a chance to do something really big, which is become the group leader. And I'm interested to see what the outcome of that, if that ends up, because we saw she got that acceptance letter in the mail. I wonder if what the outcome of that, has anything to do with what she does next, because I'm thinking maybe she doesn't get it and then she chooses to not do the group. I'm trying to find any way, because I'm trying to find where the correlation comes to where Juke ends up in being the Jukebox we knew when, during Power. the first iteration of power. So I'm trying to make all those connections. So I probably sound bogus as hell saying all this, but I'm trying to piece it together, guys. But also on the lower note, she's mad as hell. She let Kanan talk to her friend. I don't know why she let her do that. Let Kanan do that. When she could have just said no, because Kanan, like a gentleman, asked her because she was about like girls. You got to talk to your cousin about the girls, and she was like, "Go ahead." And now she mad about it. Women, right? But she says she's also got a first hand sight of seeing what Kanan is becoming, seeing him, turn into the dark side because we know that, Kanan's on a path and she knew nothing about it because they're not freaking frack anymore. It's kind of like Kanan does his thing, she does her thing, and, they meet up in the middle here and there. So it's interesting because she clearly cares a lot she loves, her Aunt Rock and, saying the first thing she said was Rock wouldn't want you to be doing this. And Kanan was just like, yo, F Rock, I don't care what she wants. And like now, I could see her going back to Rock and being like, yo, Kanan's up to XYZ and then Rock got to get involved and it get a little dicey. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thinking because I got some thoughts too. All right, Marvin. Really nothing much to talk about besides the ending. We see Marvin has become a suspect, a prime suspect for the little task force people that's at the precinct right now. And the story they have lines up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure Howard, going to do his best to cover up what he can cover up, but it ultimately is going to get a little dicey for him, and it sucks because this is on the back of him, stepping into his self-awareness, arc, his I want to be a good dad arc, say a good friend arc. So it's sad this has to be on the heels of that because it's like in Power you see the growth, but you can never grow because the game will never let you do it. It just won't let you do it. All right, Lou is back drinking. I saw he stopped for like an episode. It seemed he had some type of acknowledgement for within himself, like, hey, I'm wilding, and then all of a sudden he's back drinking. Had a moment with Rock, and it just it ain't go well. Losing emotional dude. He's emotional. He's the youngest kid. It comes with the territory, but it's obviously going downhill because he ends up in a drunken stupor going to Scrap's mom house and telling her that he's the reason Scrap's dead, so on and so forth. And that ultimately is going to push, like we saw in the preview for the next episode, Scrap's mom to then go to the precinct and say some words. And that's going to affect, it's going to be trouble, obviously, for the group. So, it's it's just nasty with Lou right now. I mean, you would think with the little spot he got with the white lady doing decent right now, he would have something better to look forward to. But it's just like it's not fulfilling him. It seems he needs more. He seems he has a lot of baggage he needs to get rid of before he even finds some semblance of happiness. Famous. First and foremost, that song sucked. Secondly, as far as the song goes, that didn't even sound like a '90s song. Like that sounded, or '80s, whatever time period they're in. That sounded like a song that was just like sound like a bad song from like current generation, like or at least maybe 10 years ago, for current time generation. Like it just sounded like a bad song. It's just a bad song. And then on top of that, he's in the song snitching on himself. I know that's going to come back to bite him in it, but I know it. On some Young Thug using lyrics in the courtroom, they're going to pull famous lyrics out in the courtroom for sure. And then on top of that, he gets kicked out of his spot. So just an overall bad episode because he gets kicked out of his spot because he's a terrible dude. Because he let the fact that he was scared of somebody's mother from telling his best friend, like, yo, you're about to potentially get arrested because there's a gun in your book bag. Now, granted, Kanan should have felt the gun in his book bag, but that's neither here nor there. If you know how it happened and that it's in there, you got to say something. Anybody ask you to take it out. You could just tell Kanan he do what he want to do, but you're going to sit there and legitimately not say a word until after everything is transpired. You're a terrible human being. We got Ronnie. Now, Ronnie has yet to officially come clean about killing Neek, but we see he's moved on very comfortably, which would make anybody with eyes can see that like he should be a suspect in his own brother's death. Not necessarily by the police, but just like as far as street code, like Pernessa should see that. anybody that's interacted should see him, because obviously he gets caught cleaning out Neek's money, Neek's jewelry, and he gives that to Juliana to, get get a foot in the game. You know what I'm saying? Get some work. Like, and honestly, like, I don't know, like, he hasn't proven to be this like astute businessman, this hustler dude. Like, he still looks like he's just a killer. So I'm trying to figure out how good exactly is he at what, this job is going to entail, because we'll see, because he's going to be working with Kanan, so clearly there's going to be so ability for us to see what he's capable of outside of just killing somebody, but I don't see it. And then just overall, just killing your brother. Let's think about that, bro. Killing your brother for just so you could get work is crazy. When your brother was trying to set you up anyway, yeah, it was slow, but like, that's insane to me, bro. That's absolutely insane. But like, now he's showing Kanan love, so it's like kind of like he's look like he's about to pick up another like little brother. But like, he's just overall, like, his character, as judging it from 6 episodes in, like, I don't know. I'm interested to see how he's going to impact going forward, because he's clearly, in my opinion, I feel like he has to make it to the next season, I think, in my personal opinion. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, it just sucks that we had to lose Neek, because I feel like Neek had so much more depth. Like, this is just like, I feel like a cheap time like spacer while they like figure out what to do next for like the seasons going forward. So they just built, like, Neek got a brother, and like that's what they did. So I don't know. Not a fan of necessarily his character arc, but we'll see. Like I said, the episode's still been good. At the least, it's been good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it. But if you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. Subscribe, then like, actually, and then drop some comments in the box down below. Anything you feel like, as long as it's power related or related to this video, drop it down below. I'll respond with the quickness whenever I see it. But with that being said, we're out of here.
Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't focused.